Me again. I thought I'd introduce you to the heroic scale version of Spikey. I didn't script this one either. Right, here we're just doing his genes. Do you know what? I'm just going to talk to you about district. You can see me painting. You know what colours are. You know how it paints. I am not the greatest painter. I'm never going to admit to it. I take too long. This was an hour's worth of footage to cut down to 15 minutes, and I cut a lot of it out because I'm quite slow. This is me painting a heroic Spikey, as I said. I am doing him in the old traditional way, using layer paints and building him up and adding different bits of colour and fixing holes and everything. Well, I say fixing holes, I mean fixing holes in the colour where I've overspilled, and there's photos at the end. So this Spikey is, where is my tape measure? 45mm. So when he makes it to the web shop in a couple of days, that's not true. I've got some resculpting to do. I don't like his eyeball socket. I don't like the way his thumb bends, and I don't like the fact that his fingernails don't print. So there's going to be a bit of a resculpt before he reappears on the website. He will come with a pack of circle bases because I've got loads. No one's ever bought. Well, some people have bought them. And that'll be it. So District itself is a multiplayer skirmish game. That's my phone going off. Based in a fantasy universe that I created. You start on a planet, and the idea always was with rules. The rules come with the first planet, and then as we move along, each new book will be a new planet. So you'll get new upgrades and new ideas and new concepts. So it's all very, very well, it's not basic. It's quite complicated. I like the idea of role play. So going back to the old days of things like Rogue Trader, when we would have dice for weapons. So a pistol would be a D4, a rifle would be a D6, things like that. I want to go back to more like that, but I wanted faster gameplay. So we've done things like added action points. So you've got a 5-man squad, but you haven't got enough action points to run the whole squad every turn. It's little things like that, just ways to add to the game and the way we play. I haven't released it. We have play tested it loads. All the games I'm working on, they've all been play tested by me and several friends. We have all enjoyed them. I want to get them released. I want to get them finished, but I'm a one-man army, and now I'm doing YouTube videos. These are complicated because I've already started the next one for the character series. Because I'm now doing it as I sculpt them. So you'll see me sculpting bits in the newer videos, and you'll see me painting them, and you'll see me printing them, and you'll get the idea of how the whole process works. You won't see the stories. The stories are always on the website far before I ever get around to doing it. I'm not going to repeat Spikey's story here. We all know he's an alien, and I keep calling him a him, but we also know I don't actually know what species or sex he is or anything like that. It's a alien. It's not a human being. It doesn't work like we do. It's a giant. I am painting this one green because I said I would do. Yeah. You'll notice this version of Spikey has a t-shirt on. That's because this version of Spikey is wearing armor. Still can't use a gun. I can't think what to say. So yeah, just going to enjoy me watching me paint the green here. Jeans. I was going to explain jeans. Normally when I do denim, I use Stegadon scale green as the base, and then Thunderhawk blue over the top of it. It's also how I do my Skeletor from Human Paint Job. So you get the green kind of popping through the shadow as the blue's over it. Unfortunately, my Stegadon scale green is solid. So I had to use Incubus. Is it Incubus? Incubi Darkness instead. It works just as well, but I do prefer the scale green because it's a slightly darker green. Also, if you want to do a Black Orc, use scale green for your base tone. Don't use Caliban green or Orc Flesh. Use that because you'll get this really, really rich Black Orc. My Gazgul is painted like that. No, you can't see him because he's a walking dreadnought now, isn't he? Because Games Workshop do like to do their models. Let's be honest, they do great models. I can't really complain. I have talked badly for 5 minutes like I'm babbling, and this is a 15-minute video. I thought there'd be more stuff to this. That's not good, is it? So what am I working on? District. Yeah, it's action point based, 5-on-5, 2 people. Well, 2 humans, 5 models aside. Game. As models get taken out, action points change. It's been in the works for a while. I haven't got the artwork done. I haven't got the models done. The rules are done. It's just making it readable. I'm not trained as a publisher. I'm not trained as an editor, and I'm not trained as a creator of magazines. I'm trained as an IT technician, and I did electronics and electricals. So I'm not that great. How do people talk for so long in these videos? Where are we? The greens on his flesh. They started out with... We'll do that. We'll go through these. So I've done the jeans. His skin tone is a base of warpstone green. It is then... I can't read that. Cyberite? One of you will tell me if I pronounce this wrong. Please do. Cyberite. It's a lighter green, and then that was mixed with Gauze Blaster green. And if I'd have done a final highlight, that would have just been pure Gauze Blaster green. I did debate doing the spikes in the Gauze Blaster green and then using a BL10 green wash over his head to see how that had come out. But I changed my mind and went for the usual way of doing it, which is, of course, Ushanti bone. And then I ran this one with, I'm going to say, Reichland flesh, because the red tone in the Reichland flesh would have popped better with the green than using the yellow tone of the Saphir. It is Sunday morning. I am drinking coffee. Also, I have no idea how big this video is going to be. It's 16.5 minutes long when you get to the end, and I'm halfway through with the talking. Right. You can leave comments on these videos, you know. I will reply if I see them. And as I probably lack subscribers, that won't take me long to do. Ah, yes, denim. So if you look, I'm tapping the brush. So, because the way I do denim, I like to try and leave the striations in it, so the brush is a little bit frayed, and I'm just tapping it down to give texture and build on it as I'm doing it. I do the same with the t-shirt as well, actually. Now that is just Mechanicus grey with Apothecary white stuck over the top of it, and then I did the same thing with White Scars layer. I really diluted down White Scars layer. You've seen my beloved homemade wet palette. I keep using it. I keep bringing it over to show you the colours as I go across. It's just I'm not actually watching the videos I'm doing this. I'm drinking coffee and trying to work out why I'm running on a Sunday morning. Oh, how was everyone's weekend? Seriously, how do people like Bill making stuff and North of the Border do these? They just talk and you just watch, and they're amazing. I'm 8.5 minutes in. I've got nothing left to say. Wow, I even bore myself painting. I think the problem here is I've already done Spikey, and this is just a small version of Spikey. What else is on the thing? Hair and Coa. Hair and Coa, depending on how you want to pronounce it. I use both, and I made the word up. It is a prehistory fantasy, how monsters became monsters type of game. You have probably seen my Cyclopses. They are based on that system. I'm still working on it. It's another one of those ones where I've done these really elaborate stories for it, and then I've kind of gone, oh, I need to do rules, and I haven't quite worked it out yet. And Final Earth, don't get me wrong, I love Final Earth as a concept and as a game. I think it'd make a better computer game than an actual tabletop roleplay game. End of the day, really do. But there are so many people out there doing bipedal animals. I don't think it's worth my time doing the game. So that's how the character series came to creation. I was sat working on one of the spines. No, I wasn't. I was working on the Skark. because I'd found him and I thought I'd resculpt him and finish sculpting him and painting him up. If you've ever seen my big Scottish wildcat, that is hand sculpted. I'll do a short video on it later maybe. It's completely hand sculpted, no 3D printing at all. We'll talk about that in another video. But yeah, so Final Earth is a futuristic end of the world. All life on this planet is dead, apart from certain animals, and there's stories based on how it ended. But the idea is to unlock it as you work your way through the game, or as I write new parts of the game, which will be fun. But it's one of those, I want it to be massive, so I'm thinking 15mm instead of heroic. I'm also thinking trays, pushing, like you know how fantasy is, and then probably working up to skirmish. But there's part of me I don't know. I like the concept of skirmish games, but not always. I want to do a big battle game. I like Final Earth. Final Earth, the problem was, as I said, there's so many people doing bipedal motion animal games out there. And I kind of have this slightly cartoony, non-realistic look to them. There's a reason for it, and that's all in the rules. But it was just one of those things. I've done bits of it that are further ahead that no one understands, and I've done bits of it that are before it started. So my problem is that's 3 games in my head with Final Earth, Kieran Carr and District, and all 3 games are fighting for space, and I can never try and keep my eyes on one at a time. How can I make these videos shorter? I just talk. There is no rhyme or reason. Here's the Apothecary White being put over, because be honest, I wasn't a fan of contrast paints. When they first came out, I thought the idea of contrast paints was lazy. I always used to paint shade, mid-tone, highlight. And some of my orcs for Gorka Morka are shade, 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 mid-tone, 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 highlight, highlight, highlight. Because for some reason I used to go through this phase of doing every orc skin tone different. That's why my orcs never get finished. But my orc vehicles are absolute trash. They're just metal frames with paint splodged on like someone's thrown a bucket of paint over them quickly. But they were painted that way. I am not the best painter though. And due to being vastly out of practice, I am getting worse. That's the thing, guys. If you're going to paint regularly, paint often, and keep painting. Anyone can do it once you get to grips with it. Me, personally, I'm struggling to get to grips with it. Here's me mixing up the colour on the wet palette. The wet palette is basically a Tupperware box, some folded over kitchen towel, and some greaseproof paper. That's it. That is all it actually is in there. And it's far cheaper than the, 25 quid from Warlord Games? Though that's got a sponge and sheets, and you can change it. It's also a lot smaller. Where are we? We're at 13.5 minutes. How's everyone doing? I'm not promoting this video, so it's going to be interesting to see what comes back. This is just that I'm trying to fill in the algorithm video. This is... Yeah, I needed to do a video in a hurry, otherwise the algorithm will just kill me. Oh, this is the highlight for the jeans, and that is the Apothecary White mixed with the Thunderhawk Blue. Just to get a highlight. And it was a stupid idea and I shouldn't have done it. This is also my new rig for setup for filming. I don't know if the over the head lock works for you guys. I am debating an over the shoulder cam as well, so there's 2 cameras. But yeah, I'm very new to this close-up YouTubing. I'm used to distance, as I said in the last video. There is 2 minutes left to go. What can I fill it with? I don't know. Any questions? Ask. Seriously, this is the way it works. Oh, this is me doing the eyes. I cut a lot of this out because I smudged it. Even with a 0.10 brush, still couldn't get in there properly. I'm happy with him. I like the green look. He looks a bit like Frankenstein. But yeah, this was an hour's worth of video cut down to 15 minutes. I need to get it down to 10. Pete the Wargamer, he's the other one. He does amazing videos. Go watch Pete the Wargamer. His kit bashes and his painting is absolutely phenomenal. Trying to think who else there is. Annoyingly, most of these are all Warhammer related, which is fine. If you want good Warhammer related stuff, Luton and Voldemort. His stories are fantastic. I'm doing the boots, which I didn't do on the other one. So, here come the glamour shots. Oh, no. Just doing the spikes. Please don't be mad at the glamour shots. They're not good. Also, getting the camera to focus is a bit of a challenge. I love my dirty paint style. Who needs grim dark when you just got grim and dirty? Here you go. See you later.